Good morning. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the signature lines activity from Chapter 6 of the HPE textbook. The book that I'm using for this activity is Isla by Arthur Duros. The theme and topic are island animals and literary comprehension. The content would be language arts, reading comprehension, and tropical islands. It's intended for 3rd grade ELL students with intermediate levels of proficiency and writing skills, and they would be about 8 to 9 years old. The ELP standards that I am utilizing in this lesson are 110.14.8, which states that students understand, make inferences, and draw conclusions about the varied structure and elements of fiction and respond by providing evidence from text to support their understanding. And 110.14.16, which is students use comprehension skills to analyze how words, images, graphics, and sounds work together in various forms to impact meaning. The objectives of the lesson are that students will be able to identify keywords within a text, they will be able to summarize the main point of a text, and they will be able to draw inferences based on a text's main points. Before the lesson, the teacher should explain to the class what makes the main point of a story and how the student can determine what the main point is. So this would include things that are described at the beginning of a paragraph and at the end, and also words or phrases that are repeated throughout the text, usually represent the main point. The teacher should also point out the keywords that the students will be focusing on in the text, which in this case would be island animals, and the 5 keywords that I've chosen are parrot, tree frog, lizard, forest frog, and flying fish. The materials needed for the lesson, of course, are the Isla book, the signature lines handout, or the students can draw their own handout like I did, and pens and pencils for each of the students. So at the beginning of the class, the teacher will greet the students and introduce the book, and then explain the content that will be covered in the class as well as the objectives. They should preview the key terms and also review with the students how the main point of a text is found. For the sake of the handout, I made a few adjustments. So I wrote that the students should find one quote for each keyword that was demonstrated in the beginning of the lesson. The instructions for the students are that they should prepare 3 columns. The first column is for the signature line, which students will write a direct quote from the book. The second column could be page or paragraph number. Since this book doesn't have paragraphs, we're just going to go with the page number. And the third line is supposed to be an explanation of the signature line, but I changed the heading to say, why is this line important? So it would be easier for students to understand. The example that I prepared for today, the signature line is, Mira, she points to a large building. It was made by Spanish people who sailed to this island hundreds of years ago. The quote is found on page 23, and my explanation was, this quote is important to the story and represents a main point because it describes the historical past of the island, which the abuela feels is important to share with her granddaughter. So after about 10 or 15 minutes, the students should be done with this activity. As a class, each student will take turns sharing one quote that they felt was especially important to the book and why they thought that it was a main point. And after each student presents, the teacher should encourage students to respond to their example. This would be the post-assessment, and some of the post-assessment questions that could be used are, does this point appear often throughout the story? How does the main point relate to the keyword mentioned? And what point is the author trying to make with each main point? That's the conclusion of my lesson. Thank you for watching.